Hi, this is John Krisko coming to you from the MFG meeting 2012 in Orlando. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Mark Albert, Editor-in-Chief from Modern Machine Shop. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me here.
Mark, Modern Machine Shop has certainly been around a lot of years, and you guys do a lot of editorial. I know yourself, you have a monthly column, and that's always a challenge to come up with content and that. Can you go over for our viewers a little bit about how you pick, different topics to cover?
Well, I basically look for the things I think will help our readers understand what's happening in the industry and give them a perspective of the importance of their industry in the larger universe, our economy, our social structure, the lifestyle of the country. All these things are heavily influenced by manufacturing, and that really boils down to a grasp of some of the important technologies, processes, trends that they need to be aware of. I want to make them understand those things so they can use those in making better decisions about how they run their company, the equipment they acquire, and all those sorts of things. So that's basically what I'm trying to do.
Do you have a monthly schedule where you feature different technologies in the manufacturing trades?
Yeah, yes, we do. We have a schedule of editorial topics that we try to fulfill, and that gives us a discipline to make sure we're covering all the important technical topics in a year's time. But we have opportunities to address the issues that may be emerging on a shorter term basis that we need to cover. So we have some flexibility, but at the same time, we're not going to miss any important aspects of metalworking technology in a year's time.
Great. There's been a little bit of controversy going on with the industrial publications that print is dead and is going to be replaced eventually by electronic. Now, we that have been in the industry for a few years know that that's not going to happen. But can you spend a few minutes in review with us where your publication is in relation to print versus electronic and the electronic offerings that you do have for your publication?
Okay, I think that's a very good topic, John. I absolutely agree with you that print is not dead. In fact, I think print has taken on an even greater cachet in today's digital environment because print represents higher production values, some editorial filtering, and it really has the kind of credibility that a lot of the digital content doesn't have because it's so ephemeral, it's sometimes so raw, and it's really not tailored for some specific audiences, which we can do in print. That said, I think the presence of digital media really enhances the value of print content. We can include links to websites, we can include links to videos, so we can actually enhance the value of print content with what we're doing with our digital content. The other thing I think is really important that a good solid print magazine gives you an anchor for a brand like Modern Machine Shop, and that carries on to give our other media efforts more credibility, more presence in the industry. So I think you really have to have a strong magazine as the foundation for the brand, but it really does have to be backed up with superb efforts on the content that's delivered through other media channels.
Great. Do you have any other things that are going on for your publication leading up to IMTS? Special show issue and other things that are involved with the show, and maybe a few things on when do you start collecting editorial data for the show? Do you have a what's new column that someone can submit to you in regard to what they're going to be displaying at IMTS this year?
Okay, well, we certainly do. Our August issue will be devoted entirely to what's on display at IMTS. And I think that's a really important issue, even though it's very different from the other 11 issues this year. That issue will give our readers an opportunity to preview new technology to be at IMTS, gives them some good advice on how to prepare for the show, give them an opportunity to plan their visit well. And I think it also serves for all the people who don't have the great opportunity to visit IMTS in person, a chance to see what sort of technology is going to be available at the show, and what sort of trends are represented by the new technical developments there. I would not say that that show issue is any way a replacement for going to IMTS in person and seeing technology face-to-face and talking to people, but it gives you a good opportunity to see the breadth of technology developments that'll be available at the show, and it's a challenge to put an issue like that together. We work really hard to include as many of the products as we can, and in a format that gives our readers a good chance to look at the breadth of technology that's going to be available at the show and think about how they can use that technology to improve what they're doing in their shops, prepare for the future, and continue to take advantage of the splendid opportunity we have as manufacturing undergoes a real renaissance in this country.
Terrific. One of the things that I've always talked about at the show is the lack of exhibitors that utilize public relations. We have tried, Mary Arena and I, our PR representative, have tried to get more exhibitor involvement to post press releases to the sites within the industry, yet we seem to only get 23% or so of the exhibitors who actually take the opportunity to post editorial with you. Now, can you go over the importance of that? And as we say, it's free advertising. You don't have to pay for it, but you guys are constantly looking for things like that, aren't you?
We certainly are, John. Actually, we've asked all the exhibitors to send information about their most important product to be displayed at the show to us beginning of June. And that gives us a good opportunity to edit the content and really make sure that it'll be in a format and a presentation that makes it easy for our readers to understand what's significant about that product, especially when that content links key features to important user benefits. And I think it's an opportunity for companies to get the word out about their developments and the new product introductions ahead of time so that people who are going to the show can take a look at what's new, make sure they line up visits to those important booths, and they also get a sense of who are the technology leaders in our industry. So it's a real oversight not to take advantage of that opportunity to get the word out about new products, not just to Modern Machine Shop, but to all of the magazines that represent our industry. And I know AMT has worked very hard to make it easy for companies to get that information to a place where editors can find it and can work with it early and make sure it gets into our show issues. We will have some overflow material that'll show up in our September issue. So even though that August issue will be just cover-to-cover content on exhibits at the show, there's still going to be some things that we'll be covering in the September issue. So it's an important thing for people not to overlook as they get in the run-up for this very important industry event.
Terrific. Now, I know there's probably not a lot of people out there that don't get Modern Machine Shop, but can you give us a little review of your website and the address where someone could log in and sign up to receive the publication?
Okay, well, that's a good point, John. Yeah, our website is www.mmsonline.com, and we've done a recent redesign of that website, so I think it's even easier to navigate, easier to find important information, look up editorial content. There's a suppliers tab that'll take you right to a listing of all the companies that serve our industry, as well as places to go right to the IMTS website to look at exhibitors. It's an excellent resource for people who are reviewing technology and trying to find what's new and find out where they can find that technology and take advantage of it. You can also look at editorial content if they're looking for some good insights into how this technology is being applied by companies in the real world to make a difference in their productivity and the quality and how they prepare for the future.
Terrific. Now, Modern Machine Shop is part of Gardner Publications, and of course Gardner is one of our major sponsors and supporters for IMTS, and we invite you to take the opportunity to visit their booth in the West Building lobby area. And they always have some exciting products and innovations and technologies there. So with that, I'm going to thank Mark for spending the time with us today to talk to us. And this is John Krisko from the MFG meeting in Orlando. Thank you.
The National Association for Manufacturers is proud to be an industry partner to this year's International Manufacturing Technology Show being held September 10th through the 15th at McCormick Place in Chicago. IMTS 2012 is the premier manufacturing and technology show in the Americas, bringing the entire industry together under one roof and at one time to discuss new opportunities, network with a community of industry peers, and explore fresh ideas to enhance your business. Over the course of 6 days, IMTS 2012 will bring together more than 1,100 exhibitors and more than 82,000 industrial decision makers, including many of your competitors. They come to get ideas, to find answers to problems, and to make decisions on the latest technology in manufacturing. They lead with different perspectives on overcoming day-to-day and long-range challenges. Don't let your competition get ahead. This is the place where you need to be to help your business get ahead. For full details on the event, including the conference schedule and special discounted booth opportunities exclusively for NAM members, go to imts.com/NAM. IMTS 2012. Be there.